without having to know what to eat, what to drink, what pill to take, what supplement. You can start working on your fibroids. How you doing? I'm so happy to be back on here. I posted my last video about my journey with uterine fibroids. If you haven't seen that video, check it out up here. 1 week after I posted that video, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So this year has really been fighting that. I'm really happy to report that I don't have cancer anymore. It was such a journey, y'all. It's just so wild that I posted that video and 1 week later got this diagnosis. The craziest thing about it is that I was literally giving myself advice for my cancer journey. It's just a season. It doesn't have to be your whole life. It doesn't have to be, because even though it felt like a permanent situation and it felt hopeless for me, it wasn't, and I'm better, and I thank God. I thank God for that. We have the power to define our stories. And even in me speaking of this journey, when I first started talking about it, it was definitely from a victim perspective, because I felt like a victim. I felt like, why me? Why am I dealing with all of this? Why is this happening in my life? But reframing that story to be one of, wow, a lot of people love me, and I have a huge support system, and thank God I have access to healthcare, and my job is so good. They let me take off 6 days, just impromptu. Like, all those things are part of the story, and reframing this story in that way does not make me a victim anymore. It makes me a victor. It makes me a survivor. And for anybody who is suffering, I wish you survival. I wish you strength, and I feel you. I feel you, sis, because it's hard. This was hard. It's wild. I have so much more to share about that, but that's not why I'm popping on camera today. I'm popping on camera today because there were some questions that came up multiple times in the comments of my video about fibroids. So I just wanted to answer those most frequently asked questions so that folks can have more information to help them move forward. The question I saw the most was, how come my doctor didn't just remove all of the fibroids that I had? And that is a wonderful question, and it's a valid question. It's a question I even had for my doctor. Like, why are we just removing 2? Why don't we remove however many, so that I don't have to deal with this again? The answer that I got from my doctor, and I encourage everybody to do their own research, but the answer that I got from my doctor is, number 1, fibroids can grow back. So even if they removed all of the fibroids, there's no guarantee that the fibroids wouldn't grow back in a couple years or a couple months, right? Also, fibroids are in different locations around the uterus. The type of surgery that I had was called a hysteroscopy, where they basically go into the uterus with a camera and they look around. The doctor can see what's going on inside the uterus, and whatever fibroids they see, they can get out, either by shaving with a knife or with a laser, right? Those are the type of fibroids that I had that were impacting my bleeding. Hey y'all, I'm in the process of editing. I realized that the way I phrased that was confusing. So what I meant to say is that the fibroids that I had were located inside the uterus, and the ones inside the uterus were the culprit for the heavy bleeding. So hopefully that made sense. I feel like I'm gonna have to pop in a few other moments because I was just talking, y'all. Take care. But folks can have fibroids around their uterus. And one of the things that I did not mention, that I wish I had mentioned in my first video, the reason why I had to get 2 surgeries and why I was still dealing with heavy bleeding. The fibroid that was causing issues was removed in that first surgery, but there was some of the fibroid that was outside of the uterus that literally just slipped right back in. Fibroids is crazy, y'all. This body is crazy as far as what it can do. What my doctor explained to me is that whenever you have any kind of surgery, it creates something called scar tissue. And if you are somebody who plans on having children one day, what you don't need is too much scar tissue inside your uterus, because if you have a lot of scar tissue inside of your uterus, there's no room for a baby to grow. And for me, that was something that was important as someone who's childbearing age and who didn't want to close myself off from that opportunity. So that's why all the fibroids were not removed. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. If you still have questions about that, please feel free to put that in the comments, because I want to make sure that that question is answered, because it is a legit question. How come all the misery can't just be taken care of in one moment? And there are some people who have surgeries where they, hold on. There's a mosquito in here. Hopefully I don't get bit. Sorry. There are some people who do get all their fibroids removed and it works out for them. But for me, that's not a risk that I wanted to take, and it's not a risk that my doctors thought was necessary. Another frequently asked question I saw in the comments of that video was, can I still have a baby after fibroid surgery? And in my case, yes. I forgot to mention that too. There's so much. It's been a journey, y'all. I've been dealing with this for like 8 years. It was a lot to condense into that short video. But in total, I've had 3 fibroid surgeries. The first fibroid surgery in December 2014 was literally for the purpose of being able to conceive. So I actually had a fibroid that was blocking me from being able to conceive. There was no room for the sperm to even get to the egg, essentially. Getting that fibroid removed made room for that. I had that surgery December 2014 and conceived my son February 2015. It was literally 2 months, y'all. It is possible. Plus, with God, anything is possible. So I don't want anybody to think that this surgery necessarily cuts them off. But I will say, my gynecologist expressed that fibroids are very much like real estate. He always says that. Dr. Kenneth Travers, who retired, was my gynecologist who did my first fibroid surgery. God bless that man. He said fibroids are like real estate. Location, location, location. So it really just depends on where your fibroids are. So if you have uterine fibroids, be sure to ask your doctor where are they located. Be sure too, when you have whatever scans to look into the fibroids, whether it's an ultrasound, that you get a copy of that so that you know where your fibroids are, because fibroids inside the uterus and outside the uterus function differently. And then the third question that I've seen in the comments is, how can I get rid of my fibroids naturally? So when I first started my journey with fibroids in 2014, I had about 7 fibroids and I also had a uterine cyst. But one thing that made my fibroids go away was changing my diet. I'm somebody who's been vegetarian before and then went back to eating meat. Sometimes I do the Daniel fast and then I go back. You know, I've flip-flopped a lot in my adult years as far as how I eat. But in 2021, July 2021, about a week before my birthday, I made a decision to stop eating meat again. So I cut meat from my diet. No chicken, no beef, no turkey, no pork, none of that. I do eat seafood, but probably like 1 to 2 times per week. And the most important thing too is that I cut dairy from my diet. Y'all, dairy has so many hormones in it. And I truly believe that dairy causes a lot of those type of growths in our body. Like, just look it up, y'all. Dairy is addictive. It is not healthy. Milk does not do a body good. And for me, I'm allergic to milk. I had a full allergy test and found out, like, yo, I'm not lactose intolerant. I'm actually allergic to this. For me, that was a turning point, and it was hard. It was real hard. I was doing lactate chews and everything because I didn't want to give up the dairy. It is so hard in the United States to avoid dairy. I'm somebody who loves eating out, loves eating at restaurants. Now I'm the person who's annoying, who has to ask, what can I eat? I'm allergic to this. Can I have that? Can you check with the kitchen? All that. But y'all, it's worth it because my body just got so much better after eliminating those things from my diet. I've continued that diet. I have not wavered in it. I don't eat meat. I don't consume dairy. And y'all, it worked for me. After changing my diet, I had like 3 calcified fibroids and the cyst was just gone. Calcification is basically when the fibroid just dies. It just don't have anywhere to go. Most of the fibroids I had calcified, it's just that the ones that were still in my uterus were the ones that were causing issues. Plant-based diet really does work, y'all. It's hard. I'm not going to act like it's easy to have a plant-based diet. It's challenging because the thing that I still struggle with is meal planning. What do I eat? You know, because I can't be no raw foodist. I just can't do it. I enjoy food and I don't want to have a diet that feels like punishment either. So just finding that balance for yourself. Really just pay attention to what type of things do you eat every day and how is that contributing to your health. Because sugar, dairy, hormones from meat, because of how it's processed in this country, it's just not good. And I've seen so many things in my body just improve. My skin, my hair before I lost it. I lost it to chemotherapy. It's just growing back. But hey, so many things improved, like just the glow that I have under my skin. Like, y'all, I'm not wearing foundation. I don't wear highlighter no more. That came from cutting those things from my diet, and also, I should say, drinking 1 gallon of water a day just to flush toxins out of my body. Super helped. Those were the 3 most frequently asked questions. I just wanted to make sure that there was follow-up and that I didn't disappear off the face of the earth. It was just really hard to figure out how to engage with my YouTube channel when I was dealing with cancer. That's all, because of just long form. I have been super active on TikTok and Instagram and my stories. If y'all don't already follow me over there, you can. I will put links for you to see just the journey that I dealt with breast cancer and the journey that I continue to deal with. I'm cancer free, had a double mastectomy with reconstruction. Don't even have the same breasts I had in that video, y'all. Everything has changed. When I tell you everything has changed, everything has changed. But I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to everybody who has been sharing my video and commenting on my video and helping each other within the comments. Like, it's just such a beautiful thing, and that's what I wanted. Like I said in that first video, stories are powerful, and there's power in sharing our stories. I firmly believe that, and I've seen that to be true in my life. With the fibroid journey, with the breast cancer journey, we could build community with each other so that these health issues don't just have to be tragic, but could be an opportunity for growth and an opportunity to connect with others. So I hope that this answers your questions. If you have any more, put them below. I do plan on speaking more about breast cancer and the lessons that I learned. Just to be able to help other folks is just too much for one video, and I'm taking it slow, y'all. I'm living my life a lot differently than I was living it before because I don't want to live a life of stress. And living a life of stress can cause growth in the body. So that's another thing, y'all. I was wrapping up, but this is another thing. If you live a high stress life, that's another thing that you could work on with fibroids without having to know what to eat, what to drink, what pill to take, what supplement. You can start working on your fibroids today by just starting to decrease the stress in your life. What obligations do you have that you don't need? What things have you promised to people that it don't make sense that you even promised it? Are you a people pleaser like I am? Like, if you're a people pleaser, stop people pleasing. That's the way to work on your fibroids too. It is holistic. It's not just one thing. Surgery alone won't fix it. Prayer alone can fix it, but doesn't do it for everybody. You got to make that effort in all parts of your life. It's the reason why I got over breast cancer like it's a cold, but I had cancer for 8 months. Yeah, because I was diagnosed in November 9th. Stress is a killer. And stress does things to our body. I was dealing with chronic pain, neck spasms, and everything. Reducing stress has helped tremendously. Not to say that there's no stress in my life. Cancer is stressful, y'all. This shit is stressful. It's been hard. But doing the things that you can do to reduce your stress. And even if you can't give up obligations, developing wellness practices. Taking time to meditate or do breath work. Get you a journal and write in it. Go outside and get you some sun. The sun on the skin is healing. Do whatever you need to do to make your stress level lower because it helps, y'all. It really does. And for everybody who's watching this, who is dealing with fibroids and who is looking for hope, there is hope. Trust me, y'all. I'm evidence of it. I have my baby. I have my life. I have my wellness. Oh, y'all, I don't even have a pooch no more. Let me show you. I was talking about the pooch, right? Look. Ain't no pooch because of the fibroids. Ignore the sticker because that's for radiation. I'm about to start radiation for cancer treatment, but y'all, the pooch is gone. And it's because the fibroids are gone. I know this video is a bit chaotic, but I figured I might as well get on here and start talking or I'm not going to make a video. So hopefully it wasn't too chaotic for you. I hope that you were able to follow along. Let me know if you have any questions, and until next time, take care, y'all. Peace.